quick little story. So, before I went on vacation a couple weeks ago to Louder Than Life, the big rock and metal festival, Tank the Tech posted a video talking about his new channel and his new fitness gig. So I figured, from being a bodybuilding channel with a lot of metal background, as you can see, the Trivium flag in the background there, that this would be a good time to delve into the video that he posted and give my thoughts on it, because my thoughts might surprise you a little bit. So, you see, Tank is a metal YouTuber. He has 300,000 subscribers and a fairly big following. So you're asking, why would I care about his fitness journey that he posted about before I left on vacation and then came back to a hurricane ravaging my town and having no power? Well, I think what Tank does with this channel is he kind of fills a void. You see, in the fitness industry, we have your hardcore bodybuilding channels. We have a fucking parrot that is more mainstream, that used to do a lot of steroids. But besides that, we don't really have many relatable, layman type channels. We have some natty guys who are, a lot of them are kind of stuck up, or they put out some kind of not interesting information, let's be honest. Or we have the very science-based crowd that's just over the top, nitty-gritty, nitpicky, that a lot of people just getting into fitness aren't going to watch and relate to. What Tank brings to the table, and what I actually enjoy about this, is he has a very high production value and a large following already. And if you go in the comment section of the video, you can already see there's people inspired by what he's put out there, and he's just started this channel. It's like 3 weeks old, I think. So he really fills that void we don't have in the fitness industry of people who are just starting out but relatable, also have a good production value to it, because there are other weight loss channels and things like that, but they seem to always have very low production value. They're not consistent with their posting. He's used to doing daily uploads. He's into the flow of this. This is just one other video he does every week or every day. I don't know exactly how much he's going to be posting on that channel, but I think that's awesome because we don't really have much of that, whereas we have a ton of hardcore bodybuilding channels and we have a ton of, you know, clout chasing channels, I would say. So if he can provide value to more of the layman and get people into the fitness industry, just starting their journey, eventually some of them will trickle up and do bodybuilding, or they'll go on, you know, maybe do CrossFit or whatever other thing they get into. It just helps grow the industry and creates a stronger foundation of people actually getting out and getting healthy instead of being fat pieces of shit laying on the couch all day, which I'm all for.
As I work in the music industry, and it's a huge passion of mine. I just
And that's something to think about too. He's also doing this on the road when he's touring with bands. So he really helps relate to that person that travels for work or can't ever find time to work out, that has a family, because he has a wife and kids too. And he's still going to be finding time to work out and focus on his health here.
Legitimately love music and I like making this content. But lately, it's started getting a little stale, I guess, just because of the fact that I have so many other interests, but I have to put all of my music thoughts in my head into this specific channel instead of anything else. So I figured it's kind of time for a change, man. And I'm not, before anybody goes nuts here, I know that's the title of the video and everything. I'm not like shutting down this channel or stopping or anything.
Good.
I've started a second channel, and I want to make that content based around something else that lately I've been really focusing on, and that is my health and my fitness, because I have a lot of health issues, and I'm getting older, and I don't really have the time that I had anymore to stay in the shape that I used to be in.
He's basically saying he can't mosh like he used to anymore.
So I've recently started changing a lot of my stuff and working out a lot more, and I kind of just want to document that. Like, I'm not an expert. I didn't go to school for this stuff. I'm not a fitness trainer. I'm not a sports scientist.
Now, Tank, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to reach out, man. Like, I'm all for being a resource if you need any information.
Nutritionist, but I feel like if I could document my own journey with this stuff, hey, maybe other people will be into it. So with all that being said, let's take a walk really quick.
See what he's got.
So content like this could get quite hilarious. I am planning on just having a camera around my house, like when I do my meals and
kind of like P. Diddy,
and then in the garage when I'm doing that. But I've never done anything like this before. I've got my 2 dogs looking at me like a weirdo, and I mean they bark non-stop, so it could make for some funny moments. But you know, aside from vlogging on the road, this is kind of new to me, so it might take some time, adjust the audio, the content that's in here and stuff like that, but it could be pretty fun. And as I just finished that last video in my kitchen and came out here, I just realized dogs are barking.
So I think that he would do well. So if you watch Chase Irons, you know, Chase starts his videos every morning looking up at the camera as he's cooking breakfast. If he starts out in the kitchen like that, kind of like Chase does, and then moves it to the gym, I think that's a real good, like, consistent flow that Chase kind of has. But obviously Chase is other end of the spectrum, pushing steroids and everything else, the PEDs, as far possible away from what Tank's goals are. So some contrast there. I think their setups could be similar and actually work pretty well, but obviously two different ends of the spectrum.
Already, this is going to be hilarious. I realize how awkward it is for me to stand in front of a camera like this, just static, not in front of my computer, and talk about stuff. It feels very odd. But as you can see, we've got our setup. When Ingrid was born, Claire and I basically decided we wanted to work out at home. We've got a power rack set up here. I'll show more of this in other videos. We've got elliptical stuff, like everything I need to do to get a good, or everything I need to get a good workout in is here. So that's kind of what I want to document with this stuff.
And now that I'm back at my computer where I actually feel comfortable, I just realized walking around like that and just setting up a camera in different places in my own house was the most uncomfortable I've felt in front of a camera in a while, like since I started.
It's funny because people don't realize it's a skill to get in front of the camera. Like, you gotta get used to it because it feels weird just talking to a static object, especially when there's other people in the house. They're like, what the hell are you doing, dude? And you're just talking to this static thing right in front of you.
Of this channel, so this actually could be kind of interesting all around. But my whole point of the second channel is to just be an average dude working out. I mean, that's the whole thing. Tank's average dude fitness, because YouTube and social media is like flooded with tons of fitness people, but
that's what I was saying. Like, all the average, like, just dudes like feeling their way out. Like, I feel like in today's social media, we either need that quick dopamine hit or we need some like in-depth information. But it's kind of been a lost art. Like, early YouTube, you had a lot of guys who would just like vlog, like Matt Ogus. I mean, he went to more like comedy and stuff as they went, but like him, Rich Piana, even Bradley Martin's earliest stuff, just your average bro dude's going to the gym, and it wasn't like a big business venture. Whereas now everything has that little bit of like businessy, like really slick underside to it, and everything's highly produced and only showing you the best of the best. Having somebody just kind of do a raw edit like he's gonna be doing is kind of refreshing.
Are either like, I don't know how to phrase this. I feel like some people like that you see online, those goals are sometimes unattainable for a lot of different reasons. Maybe the budget that they have for food and supplements, or maybe they're taking steroids, or any of the.
And honestly, you don't even need to spend that much money on supplements to be like above average health, especially in America nowadays. Everybody's so fat, out of shape, and eats like such dog shit that literally if you eat a balanced diet and exercise in some capacity for 30 minutes every day, you're already in like the top 10%.
Those other things. And for this, I specifically just want to focus on being like relatable in this stuff, where you can see my schedule as just being a dad at home and having other things going on and just getting in a workout every day. Maybe it can inspire some other people to do stuff. Again, I'm not an expert. I just have a lot of years of experience from when I was in high school, university, stuff like that, and lifting, and I'm going to be doing a lot of that kind of stuff. So, of course, you know, input is always appreciated from other people, especially if you do know something that I don't, or you are experienced in this stuff, but hopefully this is kind of fun. So, if you want to follow along on the journey or follow along
some fun metal things,
however it ends up, you can go over to youtube.com/Tank's Average Dude Fitness. I will, of course, have links in the description. And
I'll link him down below, too, if you want to follow it.
Yeah, I plan on doing a few of these videos a week and just talking about my health and how I feel and trying some new workouts and stuff like that. But, yeah, this isn't a long video. I didn't do this to try and make more ad revenue. I just did this to kind of promote the other channel.
So one other thing about Tank and supplements, he posted this video on Instagram, and there might be something to learn here.
For me is your body getting used to it. Funny story. Claire and I were in the car the other day, and I had just gotten done working out. I took the post-workout, the protein, and out of nowhere, I just felt it in my gut. I was like, I have to use the bathroom now.
Yeah, so that is the problem. The protein that he had on there is a whey protein blend. I would get an isolate, because once you start mixing in the casein and the other, you know, concentrates and all that, then those dairy things really tend to mess with people's stomachs. So pro tip for, you know, Tank and any other person watching this, if whey protein fucks up your stomach, stick to isolates and see if that's better better because that is a much more pure version of the whey protein, more expensive, less fat, but less byproducts.
Knew it was because I switched supplements and your body.
The other thing I don't get is the people that
So I stopped at the first gas station.
always have to shit after taking
Literally,
caffeine.
it was one of those
That's
kind of
never
like, it
happened
felt
to me.
like a life or death moment where it was like, if I get in there and there's no toilet available, like, I'm pooping myself. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, and don't take whey protein as a pre-workout either. Like, I don't know if he took it as a pre-workout or he's talking about after the gym, but yeah.
I know everybody watching has been there at least once in their life where they've felt what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I had a buddy who ate yogurt once before squatting. Ask him how that one ended up. So to wrap it up, like, I love this idea because this really shows the layman, like, hey, I'm at the bottom of the fitness pyramid right now, or I'm not even started yet. But if this guy can do it, he can do it on the road, with a wife, with kids, with a job. I can do it too. And then by recording it daily, kind of like he is, it gives you something to follow along with, to know that, hey, he's not taking shortcuts and he's going through the same things that everybody else is. So if you don't hate Tank and you like this video, please like and subscribe. Now, if you hate me and we hate everything about this video, please comment below what you hate, because we hate people like Jordan Oakley on this channel. And if you're one of the smart ones that subscribes, you might be one of the first ones to see my next video that shows you how to develop that bubble gut and get that big old GH belly for men's bikini, baby.